Welcome to Wonder Garden. Today, I'm going to share with you a highly effective care method for orchids that have just finished blooming. This is the most important stage to help the plant recover its strength. This orchid was a birthday gift from my younger sister. Now that all the flowers have dropped, I'm going to start the recovery process to help it regain energy, stimulate new shoots, and prepare for the next blooming cycle. Every step is simple, easy to do at home, and uses completely natural ingredients. Do you have orchids that have just finished blooming like this one? Let's try this method together and grow plenty of healthy new baby plants. After all the flowers have fallen, take a close look at the entire flower spike. Typically, each orchid spike has several dormant nodes. These are the points that can produce new shoots or even grow into baby plants if stimulated correctly. The nodes that have already produced flowers will no longer be able to form baby plants. Therefore, I will trim off the flowered tip and keep only the parts of the spike that still have healthy dormant nodes. In addition to the English voice, we have now created dubbed voices in French, German, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, Japanese, Hindi, and Indonesian to help you understand the content more easily. Listen in your preferred language by opening the video and clicking on Settings, the gear icon, to select the appropriate audio language. To avoid damaging the spike, I use a very thin, sharp knife to trim both ends of the orchid stem. At the base, you should cut it at an angle of about 45 degrees. This angled cut increases the stem's contact area with water and nutrients, creating better conditions for stimulating the growth of new baby plants. At each dormant node, gently peel off the thin outer layer. Once this protective layer is removed, the node will be directly exposed to light and air, which helps speed up its growth and makes it easier for new shoots to emerge. Next, I will use a candle to coat a layer of wax over the tip of the orchid stem. This helps protect the stem from bacterial and fungal infections caused by external environmental factors. Do the same with the other end, and you'll get a result like this. For the mother plant's base, gently remove the outer plastic pot. You can see that the plant is producing many new roots as it enters a resting phase to absorb nutrients. To help the plant grow stronger, you need to peel away part of the old moss clinging around the base. If there's too much moss and you can't control the amount of water you give, the plant can easily end up waterlogged with stem rot and yellowing leaves. These are common issues that almost every beginner orchid grower has experienced. Removing part of the old moss helps the orchid's base become more airy, reduces excess moisture retention, and allows the roots to breathe better. When the base gets enough airflow, the plant becomes healthier, less prone to disease, and ready for its next recovery phase. After removing the old moss, if you notice any rotten roots, damaged roots, or roots that have turned dark, use clean scissors to cut them off immediately. Removing these unhealthy parts helps prevent diseases from spreading to the remaining healthy roots. By keeping only the good roots, the plant will recover more easily, absorb nutrients more effectively, and avoid many issues during the care process. After treating the roots, let both the orchid branch and the mother plant rest for a short while. Do you usually eat tangerines like this? Normally, we only eat the segments inside and throw away the peel. But today, instead of discarding it, I'm going to use the tangerine peel to make organic fertilizer for the plants. Tangerine peels contain plenty of natural essential oils, vitamins, and mild antibacterial compounds, which are very useful for stimulating roots, preventing fungal growth, and helping orchids recover more healthily. This is a familiar ingredient, yet it can bring surprising results when used correctly. After chopping up the peels of 2 tangerines, I will put all of them into a clean glass jar. Next, I add 500 milliliters of boiling water to extract all the natural nutrients from the tangerine peels. When exposed to hot water, the essential oils, vitamins, and mild antibacterial compounds in the peels are released, creating a solution that is very beneficial for root recovery. And for reducing fungal infections in the plants. Then, I cover the jar and let the mixture steep until it cools completely. Next, I will use garlic. This is also one of the most common ingredients found in every household kitchen. I use 3 cloves of garlic, finely chopped like this. Garlic contains many natural antifungal and antibacterial compounds, especially allicin. These compounds can inhibit bacteria that cause root rot, reduce fungal infections, and boost the orchid's resistance. Put everything into another glass jar. Add 500 milliliters of boiling water and continue to cover and let it steep until the water cools completely. After 3 hours, the tangerine peel and garlic solution has completely cooled. At this point, I strain out all the solids, keeping only the pure liquid. This liquid contains the essential oils, vitamins, and natural antibacterial compounds extracted from the tangerine peels and garlic. It is gentle, safe, and perfect for orchids in the recovery phase, helping strengthen the roots and naturally reduce fungal infections. To ensure safety, I will dilute both of these solutions with 500 milliliters of clean water. Now I will soak the entire orchid base in the garlic water solution we just strained. By soaking it this way, the nutrients and antibacterial compounds in the garlic will penetrate directly into the roots, helping to clean the root surface, reduce fungal infections, and support the recovery of weak roots. For the orchid branch that we separated, I will soak it in the tangerine peel water. Soaking the branch in tangerine water helps gently clean it, reduce external fungal growth, and stimulate the dormant buds to become more active. While waiting for the substrate to be soaked clean, you can also use a soft cotton pad lightly soaked in the garlic solution to wipe both sides of the mother orchid's leaves. Wiping the leaves with garlic water helps remove dust, tiny fungal spores, and long-standing residue on the leaf surface. The natural antibacterial compounds in garlic also help clean the stomata, improving air circulation, enhancing photosynthesis, and boosting the plant's resistance. When you wipe consistently from the center outward, the leaves become glossy, healthy, and less prone to dark spots or yellowing edges. This is a simple step but highly effective, helping the mother orchid recover faster before being replanted into fresh substrate. I will mix the remaining garlic and tangerine peel water together to create a natural antibacterial solution. Then, I will use this solution to soak the substrate in preparation for replanting the mother orchid. Soaking the substrate in the garlic and tangerine peel mixture helps clean it, reduce mold, bacteria, and potential pathogens that could harm the roots. At the same time, the essential oils from the tangerine peel and the antibacterial compounds from the garlic create a safe environment, helping the orchid roots recover quickly and attach more easily to the substrate when replanted. When the substrate is properly treated from the start, the orchid will have a clean and well-aerated foundation to grow more steadily and healthily. After 30 minutes, I will take out the mother orchid and the substrate to replant it. At this point, I will use a transparent plastic pot like this, a type of pot that allows you to easily monitor the condition of the roots and the moisture level inside. First, line the bottom of the pot with a layer of pine bark to create an airy cushion for the roots. Next, place the orchid in the center of the pot, gently adjusting so that the base of the plant just touches the bottom, without being buried too deep. Then, cover with pine bark around the plant, gently pressing it into the gaps between the roots. This helps stabilize the plant, keeping it upright without damaging the roots. You should work slowly, avoiding compacting the substrate too much, so the roots have enough space to grow and breathe properly. Then, gently use a clip to secure the base of the plant to a support stake. This helps the plant stay upright, preventing it from leaning or falling over while new roots develop and attach firmly to the substrate. And now we have finished potting the mother orchid. Do not water the plant immediately. Let it rest for 1 week. After 1 week, I will water the orchid as usual. Next, for the orchid branches, I will take them out of the solution and use a soft cloth to blot off any remaining moisture on the surface. Once the branches are dry and ventilated, we can proceed with planting them to stimulate the dormant buds to sprout. To propagate the orchid branches, I will use a plastic cup and a piece of floral foam. Measure the foam so that it fits snugly into the mouth of the cup, then trim it neatly to place inside. Once the foam is securely in the cup, I will insert the orchid branches into the surface of the foam, making sure the branches stand upright and the dormant buds face upward. Next, I add a small amount of clean water, just enough to moisten the bottom of the foam, avoiding direct contact with the orchid branches. Keeping the foam lightly moist creates an ideal environment for the dormant buds to absorb stable moisture. When the humidity around the branches is consistently maintained, the dormant buds will soon be activated, sprout, and grow into new orchid plants. This is a simple yet very effective method of orchid propagation, making use of the branches after flowering to produce vibrant new plants. Finally, cover the top of the cup with plastic wrap. After covering, make a few small holes on the surface of the wrap. These small holes allow the orchid branches to get air circulation, preventing stuffiness while still maintaining stable humidity inside the cup. A sealed but controlled environment like this helps the foam retain moisture longer, reduces rapid water evaporation, and creates ideal conditions for the dormant buds to sprout soon. This is the final step, but a very important one, as it provides the branches with a stable environment to begin their journey into growing into new orchid plants. On regular days, you just need to maintain moisture by misting the plant. Results after 3 months. The orchid has grown vigorously using this simple method. From the initial dormant buds, healthy, vibrant new plants have appeared. Each new shoot develops steadily, with many white roots emerging. Although the leaves are small, they are thick and glossy, indicating good nutrient absorption and readiness to adapt to a new environment. Now, I will replant these 2 young orchids using pine bark. This is an ideal substrate for orchids. It drains well, retains just enough moisture, and provides perfect conditions for healthy root development. I will choose clean, medium-sized pine bark to stabilize the plants without damaging the tender roots. Cover with a thin layer of moss to protect the new roots. When placing the plant into the pot, I will secure the base with a plastic clip so it stands upright while still allowing space for the roots to spread. Planting correctly from the start helps the young orchid stabilize, develop roots quickly, and grow well in the future. I planted this orchid using this method 6 months ago. Now, its leaves are lush and glossy, flower buds are developing, and the root system is extremely healthy. If you have weak orchids that have declined after flowering, don't throw them away. Try this simple method. You might witness the same miracle I did. Plants that seemed impossible to save sprouting new life. What do you think about this method of propagating orchids? Have you ever tried propagating orchids from flower branches yourself? Leave a comment below to share your thoughts and experiences. I always enjoy hearing stories from your gardens. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Wonder Garden to follow more tips for natural and effective plant care in upcoming videos.